Well, Egypt qualified from the...
Yeah. We're really here to celebrate Egypt's qualification to the round of 16 because Egypt won't make it past the round of 16.
Right, hello, welcome back to Just Another Football Podcast. I am not with any of the three co-hosts you're used to seeing on this channel. I'm with a special guest for the very first time, twin brother Kareem. Hello.
Hello. Hi, this is my first time on any podcast ever.
Yeah, and it's makeshift, to be fair. He came to the rescue. Yeah. This is our second attempt at recording this particular episode. Because I used to stream on Twitch. So what happened was on OBS Studio where I record the podcast, I accidentally hit start streaming rather than start recording, and it streamed the thing on Twitch. Now, because of a technicality with the audio, it didn't register the audio from the recording, or well, it's supposed to be the recording on the channel, so we lost Fergal's voice. Fergal was the one with me, and we lost it all. So Kareem called me up and I was like, I can just do it. I was like, yeah. So here we go.
Take the pain away a little bit. Did you hit recording?
Start recording. Yes, there's a blue button that says stop recording. Right this second.
So you know that you started because it says stop. Okay, cool.
Yes. All right. And I know it is not streaming for a fact.
Cool.
Your voice is also registering, so I know I'm going to hear you.
All right. Well, that's great. Good to know. Let's have fun, all right?
Well, Egypt qualified from
yeah. We're really here to celebrate Egypt's qualification to the round of 16 because Egypt won't make it past the round of 16. However, I do tend to believe that 3 Desmonds in the group stage necessarily means that said team that did the 3 Desmonds in the group stage will win it all.
We must win the tournament.
We have to.
Last year, our character result was 0-0. This year, it has to be 2-2 all the way.
2-2 all the way.
Yeah, just keep drawing. 2-2. Yeah, so we keep moving. I was telling Fergal this. I remember Portugal Euro 2016.
Oh yeah.
Drawing 3 games in the group stage and making it through, and nobody believed anything would come out of it. But we drew our 3 games and came second, in fact, because Mozambique came back with a 91st minute and a 94th minute to draw against Ghana 2-2. I was really confused. And the comment, Ali Muhammad Ali, on
oh my God,
on beIN Sport, he was so confused because
really?
Yeah, he was so confused. It was actually horrible. Is insane.
I imagine it because like that guy like only explains facts. He doesn't really actually commentate on the game.
He did in this game. He did in the latter stages of the second half when it was getting a little bit hairy. He was just like commentating a little bit. So I at least got to the commentary part. Yeah. But he just keeps talking and talking and talking that I don't think he would like thought to look back at the Ghana result. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what he does.
And stoppage time went on for so long.
Yeah.
And he, all this time, so Ghana finished maybe 7 or 8 minutes before our game finished. And he was like...
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
The Ghana game finished so long before us. I think so, anyway. Yeah, because we had like 14, 15 minutes of added time in the second half.
Oh, really? Okay. For context, I didn't watch any of the games.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like I'm looking at the results and I'm imagining that everything happened at the same time. So context here: Ghana to Mozambique 2. So it's another Desmond. It's 2 Desmonds in the same group happening at the same time. But it was
a Desmond for us
Ghana.
and a Desmond that saved us.
Yeah, exactly. So that like again, we have to win this.
Tutu. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. The Ghana drew 2-2. So it was 2-0. Jordan Ayew scored twice. 15th minute, 70th minute, both penalties.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Mozambique scored twice, 90+1 and 90+4. So all the while I'm thinking, like, as I like looked at the results, I'm thinking what happened there was we were 1-1 up until stoppage time. So there are 4 goals that were scored during stoppage time in both games at the same time.
Yep.
So it was like Mustafa Mohammed for us scored in 90+3.
Yes.
And for them, it was like 90+1, I think.
90+1 and 90+4.
And 90+4. So 90+1, Mozambique scored, we scored, and then everything kind of collapsed for Ghana. So Ghana were guaranteed to qualify up until we scored. And then Reinildo scored for Mozambique. So I felt like this was this sort of like weird drama that was happening, but apparently not. Like it feels like Ghana finished their game way in advance of ours for whatever reason.
Because what happened in our game is that, like, there was a long VAR check after the goal for 2-1, because they were checking for handball. So Mustafa Mohammed leans with his arm forward like that, and just about touches it with like his shoulder.
His shoulder, like here,
yeah, just about at the sleeve line. More on sleeve lines later in the episode. And he brings it down, but that took ages to kind of reach a conclusion. And uniquely, it was a decision where the referee looks at the monitor and still gives the goal. So the goal was given. Yeah. He looks at the monitor and gives the goal.
I like that.
Yeah, there was just no conclusive evidence that it was in fact handball. So, yeah, insane. The play goes on, obviously, because that VAR check was like 3 minutes. Play goes on and on and on. They scored in the 99th, I think. And then Mohamed Shenawi got injured and substituted.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Another Gabeski?
Gabeski!
We're going to make it to the final!
Yes!
We're going to make it to the final!
Yeah!
Gabeski made it all the way to the final last time out as well.
Yeah.
There you have it.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Especially, so we're going to play the second from which group?
I have no idea. I don't care.
Or first from which group? Okay.
I can't be bothered to look it up. There's still 4 more groups to play. We'll see.
Yeah. How did Ivory Coast lose 4-0 to Equatorial Guinea?
No idea. That Ivory Coast team should have been second favorites for AFCON.
Yeah, I realized that they always had Kosunu on the bench.
Odilon
Kosunu of Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah. Weird.
And
really weird. They played with
really
Willy Bally instead.
Willy Bally instead. So he plays. So Kosunu is like right center.
Yeah.
Or right back, right?
Yeah. So he plays right center back, but then he goes right back because Jeremy
shifts to the right
on the wing.
Well, that's weird then, because if you have so many defensive issues, and Bayer Leverkusen are known for their defensive solidity in the Bundesliga, and then also, Wilfried Singo obviously hasn't been that good for like last game, especially. How do you not play Odilon Kosunu on either right back or right center back?
I don't know.
And why didn't they bring Zaha?
Well, the Wilfried Zaha thing is interesting because, well, it's a story. There are a lot of theories.
Okay. Go on then.
It's the fact that he hasn't adapted to playing in Africa. That's what like the media has been saying. The head coach was pretty diplomatic about it and was like, we have like so much talent there. And Jeremy Boga, the only Ivory Coast game I watched was the opening game. And Jeremy Boga?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was imperious. He was outstanding. Like I would have said in that whole first round of games, he was the best player in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So they win that game, and you're thinking fair enough. They're still gonna be favorites one way or another. But no, 4-0, and they obviously still have 3 points from that first win. they have to rely on a lot to happen. But actually, when you really think about it, it is not impossible that they actually go through.
Yeah.
When you look at all the other groups, there's so they're on 3. Ghana are on 2, pretty much out. Cameroon have 1. Obviously, all the rest of those groups have played 2 games, but Cameroon have 1 point. Algeria have 2 points. Namibia have 3. Zambia have 2. So obviously, you want as many as of those teams losing as possible to have a chance. But it's looking likely. The only other team with 3 points is Namibia, and they have a -3 goal difference. So it's on for them. Ivory Coast have a -3 goal difference as well, but it's on. Like they might genuinely make it through anyway.
Andre Onana could just drop a stinker against Gambia.
You wouldn't.
Hand it to them.
You wouldn't bet against it, would you?
Not at all.
Yeah, if we were betting men, which we aren't, of course. The Gambia, by the way, have 0 goals and 4 conceded and 0 points. So we'll see.
Yeah. Still draw 0-0.
Draw 0-0, maybe. Yeah, they would have 2 points with a -2 goal difference. With a -2 goal difference.
That would be a miracle. Andre Onana keeping a clean sheet. Gambia also not scoring.
Yeah, exactly.
But then Ivory Coast going past it.
And Ivory Coast making it through. They'll need some big favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made it through. As is the case with Ghana. They have 1 goal difference behind Algeria. They're a point ahead of Cameroon. They are a point behind Namibia. And a goal behind Zambia. So it's looking tough for Ghana.
Yeah. That 3rd place thing is actually pretty entertaining if you think about it.
When you get used to it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like in Euro 2016, I wasn't convinced by it, but then like...
I'm still upset that Portugal won Euro 2016.
Euro 2016,
it's one of the things that still boils my blood a little bit whenever I think about it. Like, entirely undeserved. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to qualify from the group stage with 3 points unless everybody else is screwed up. If you come 3rd out of 4 in a group stage game where you all play each other once, you shouldn't qualify. End of story.
Point being, it's still entertaining. So
when you get used to it, and,
more games.
Don't think
it's
about
more games, more sponsorship money. So they won't do without it.
Yep, exactly. Unless they make it 32 teams.
Exactly.
Which I would prefer. Mohamed Kudus, by the way, the post-match interview after the 2-2 draw, he was out of words. I actually felt really sorry watching it. It must be absolutely heartbreaking when you're 2-0 up and you're there. Everything is looking okay.
Yeah.
And throw it all away. They threw it all away.
Still young. The next AFCON is in 2025 in Morocco.
Yes. Is it in the summer?
I don't really know.
Yeah. This AFCON is called 2023, weirdly.
It's because it was going to be in the summer and then they delayed it.
But then why is Asia Cup called Asia Cup 2023?
Because it was going to be in the summer and they delayed it.
No, sir. They've always played in the winter. Well, 2007, I remember it being in the summer, but 2011 was in the winter, for example.
2011 was in the winter. I don't remember.
Last time was in the winter, 2019.
2019? Winter?
Yeah.
Winter of 2019 or like January 2020?
January 2020.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to... Well, it moves us on nicely, actually, to Asia Cup. I butchered the transition there a bit, but...
Come on, dude.
Yeah. Palestine won! UAE won! The 3rd goal for Palestine in Asia Cup history.
Let's freaking go.
They're
Palestine.
They're not gonna qualify.
I mean, they're not gonna qualify, but like 2 goals scored in the same tournament for a nation that's going through what it's going through is a good enough story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fun little tidbit about the Palestine lineup. I was reading through it, and there's the left back is Camilo Saldana, a left back of Chilean descent. A Chilean left back of Palestinian descent, part of the largest Palestinian diaspora in the world. 500,000 people live. 500,000 Palestinians live in Chile.
There's also a football team called Palestino in Chile, of course.
Club Deportivo Palestino. I looked them up. They won the league 3 times.
Have they?
They lost the last time they won the cup was 2018.
Huh.
They won the 2008 Clausura.
Damn. Wow. Okay.
They're a historic club.
They are a team of caliber.
Yeah, I mean it kind of fits actually, because like the Palestinian diaspora goes all the way back to 1920, and the club I think was founded around that time by Palestinian settlers in Chile. So it's 100+ year old club. They won the lower divisions a few times. They won the cup 3 times. They won the league 3 times. So, good pedigree.
Nice. And actually, they have a couple of players of decent level. So Ray Ball, who plays for Sporting Charleroi, he was incredibly unlucky that game. I watched. It was in the morning. I caught like half the first half and the second half of it. It was like a 6:30 kickoff, and I woke up at 6:30, so I missed the first bit. But anyway, he missed like 3 sitters, but had an excellent game overall. But it's just extremely unlucky not to score.
Finishing, yeah.
No, I misspeak. He missed, I think, a sitter from a header that was just above his head. He had he had a shot that was driving along the ground, and then at the last moment just swerved out of target. It was so agonizing.
Yeah. I watched the goals. The own goal that the Emirates scored is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like charity. It's like, you gotta go.
It's like, take it.
Oh, yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Emir Siam, who scored in the first game against Iran, missed a penalty too.
Yeah,
it's pretty unlucky.
There was
in the highlights themselves, Palestine were actually on it. They were
Palestine were the better team.
Peppering the goal.
Palestine were the better team.
Yeah,
100%. They should have won.
They play Hong Kong next.
They do. They might win and make it.
They might just win and qualify.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a genuine possibility. Iraq 2, Japan 1. There's another team that just won out of absolutely nothing. That was also a deserved win for Iraq. Genuinely.
Very much so. Very much so. I watched the last stages of this game.
Yeah.
Japan were having a really hard time attacking.
Penetrating through
Iraq. We're really. It's not that they parked the bus. It's that they had the bus parked exactly in the parking spot. Every position, every player was so disciplined in occupying a very specific position, zonal, and they go where the ball goes. And then when the header's in, everybody's so alert.
Yeah.
To where the ball is going and then hang it out.
Yeah, so, in my opinion, it was towards the end, it was about numbers, just having sheer numbers in the box and staying alert and timing. It was very basic, but it worked massively.
Exactly.
Massively worked.
Exactly.
And I think the goal was an own goal, or so some weird rebounds and stuff. The Japan goal, I seem to remember, was a bit scruffy.
I don't remember. Yeah, but
no, actually, Wataru Endo was the one that scored a goal. I remember it now. But yeah, a couple of good performances on there. I was really impressed by their left back, Ahmed Yahya, for the second goal. Great run. He stretched everything he had. I think he, Avengers style, extended his leg onto the touchline and just, touched it, in field. And, got the cross in at the end for the second goal. Great cross as well.
Fantastic cross.
Ali Jessim is a 20-year-old one to watch. Winger. And who else? Mohamed Ali He came on for the striker that scored the 2 goals. I can't remember his name. I sadly didn't write it down in my notes. But he went off injured, so Mohamed Ali came on for him, and he caused a lot of trouble. He's a very different type of forward. He's kind of short, but his runs were causing a lot of issues because he was just like running everywhere he wants. Really, he had the freedom across the back line to do anything. But yeah, Iraq are on to the second round. Japan still have to do it and win on Wednesday at 11:30 GMT, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time
against Indonesia.
The
Arab nations are actually doing pretty well.
Saudi Arabia have a pretty easy group.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia have a pretty easy group. Jordan are first, but tied with South Korea. They drew against South Korea.
Yeah, Jordan 2, South Korea 2. I was about to get into that. Thank you.
Another Desmond. Unbelievable amounts of Desmond per capita.
Amazing. Per capita is a good way to put it. Yeah. Jordan had a really good 3-4-3 structure going on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because Lee Kang-in was very quiet. Very, very quiet. So so they clearly played with wingbacks and like a back three so each winger had double coverage.
Okay.
Speaking like someone that watches the NFL a lot more these days.
It's double more, coverage. Yeah. I mean, is it more like a 5-3-2 then?
It was pretty much, very much a back five.
5-2-3.
Yeah. But then, the DMs would drop and form like a back five, back seven. It was just really hard for South Korea to do anything. 23 shots for Korea, but very few of them actually really causing any trouble.
Was Son any good?
Son Heung-min, he scored a penalty.
Cool.
That's about it.
All right.
Right, or on to the ordinary stuff. The ordinary leagues are inferior to the majesty and the might of AFCON and Asia Cup.
Completely.
Oh, what a time. Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 4. Kareem's also a Liverpool fan. Now, really good answers theme again. Like a different situation, different answer. Cruised past it, weathered the first half storm, the slow start, because it was a new system we were playing with. We hadn't played like this before this season because Connor Bradley was playing as a orthodox right back.
Yeah. I love this guy so much.
He's
so good.
He looks like he's going to be the business. Let's
calm
down a bit now. It looks like he's going to be the business. Rub your hands together in private.
Calm.
Great. I can't
wait to see in 3 years what this guy's going to be. It's like when Trent Alexander-Arnold suddenly erupted to the scene when Nathaniel Klein got this freak back injury back in 2017.
Yeah.
And suddenly we find this 17-year-old playing at right back, and
against Man United on debut.
You can't just rely on the guy. No, I'm talking about the full season. So 2017-18 season. I had even forgotten that Trent played in the 16-17 season.
Huh.
You know what I mean? So it's it wasn't that memorable. But when he suddenly, Nathaniel Klein gets injured, suddenly we lose him for the entire season. And suddenly you find Trent Alexander-Arnold is the one man that you can rely on in this position. Other than Joe Gomez, but Joe Gomez was obviously so much better at center back, as we come to discover later in the season, because they were competing for right back. And then Trent just assists every few games really impressively. So Connor Bradley it feels like he's trickling into the scene a little bit more quietly than that. He's not put immediately into the spotlight like Trent was at the time. Connor Bradley has so much support. He has so much cover already. He's learning from Trent. He is adapting to the game pretty slowly. He's getting his opportunities every once in a while, but also he's taking those chances to really impress and do the simple things right,
Yeah.
So
seems calm. He seems like he's just playing the game. A really good performance against Arsenal off the bench as well. He's just playing. He's just doing his job. Like he's just focused on doing his job, being sharp, doing what he needs to do. Not thinking about anything else. Just zoned in. So
except for that one header that he should have headed goalwards, and then he headed.
He's a right back heading the ball at the back post.
Because but at the back post. But was he close enough to the goal to just try?
He had to jump as high as he humanly could have in that situation.
Okay,
and he's a right back. It's not his job to score a header at the back post. Should he headed it better? Yeah, sure. But come on.
I'll give him a break, okay?
Because I've seen so many tweets about this. I know you're not on Twitter.
Oh, really?
But I've seen Twitter is an interesting place, man. Don't go back on there.
I'm not going back on there. This is like a pledge I made back in July of last year.
Yeah.
No. July of 2022.
Yeah, 22.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yep. Jota and Nunez playing together, I think, has also caused some problems. The first goal was weird from a Bournemouth. Fergal in the recording previous pointed this out, where it was really weird how much space Curtis Jones had to receive the ball. He takes it down well, but I think Liverpool played in in a structure where Bournemouth ultimately, and I haven't been able to look at this again, but I would love to watch how Liverpool's front line and the fact that Jota and Nunez started, just disoriented Bournemouth's backline this much. But it did seem like nobody knew where to go, because at the end, it's Curtis Jones to Jota on the right to Darwin Nunez, and then Darwin Nunez has a one-on-one essentially amazing finish, and he had to do it quickly, but he left a defender behind, and another defender which just didn't know when to engage with Diogo Jota, and ultimately it's just it was two passes later. Darwin Nunez is in, of course. So yeah, I think that could be something. So we could find ourselves. I could find the best front three being Salah, Jota, and Nunez.
Yeah, just Salah all the way to the right, and Jota and Nunez really
and then Cody Gakpo, and then Cody Gakpo comes on. With Jota and Nunez starting, and all of these three can start in the middle.
That is true. That's how much depth we have. Suddenly, just all of a sudden.
One of it's how much depth we have, and two, how much we're prepared to change things mid-game and make ourselves flexible.
Yeah,
rolls over positions and stuff like that. And with how smart teams are getting defensively, that is just a weapon that very few teams have in terms of how much versatility actually everybody has in the front. Even Salah has played striker. He's played wide. Right before, he's played, just like I said, wide striker, let's say, inside forward in that half space area.
He's also played part of a 3 in a 4-2-3-1.
And he's played part of a 3 in a 4-2-3-1. He's played as a lone striker in a 4-2-3-1, if you remember, in 18-19.
Although I didn't really like that, but
I didn't like it either, but it worked because we got 97 points at the end.
We got 97 points, exactly, yeah. The only one
Salah was the top goal scorer as well, so.
Yeah. The only thing that will worry me about this game is Luis Diaz, because
no,
I don't know, it feels like with that much effectiveness coming from Gakpo coming on, I think it was for Luis Diaz.
Yeah, it was.
And then from Nunez scoring twice, Jota scoring twice, Luis Diaz felt like he didn't play as big a role. Maybe he played a role kind of hidden. He's pulling defenders, and then there's space opening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But since that injury from Thomas Partey, he really hasn't been as kind of adventurous as we've seen him at the start of his Liverpool career. He's really getting back to it, but I really want to watch him play to those levels again, because that was sweet. And he would be one of the best players in the world if he kind of does that consistently.
In the world,
I really do
top
think so.
30 in the world, 40.
Maybe. Like, how many football players exist in the world so that, like, one of the best players is, like, one of the top 100 players in the world? That's still a really small sample size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Great point. Yeah, in that
there's
case,
so
I
many
agree.
positions, too. Like, we're talking about goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, attackers, strikers.
Yeah.
Like, if it's top 100 of those, he's one of the best players in the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
much deeper philosophical discussion than we have the time for.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucy, I'm not concerned. He, Arsenal away, FA Cup.
Mm-hmm.
You figure out the rest. It was just not the right game, let's say. Or I don't think he actually played that badly. We just needed something extra to be able to get in more scoring positions more.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's fine. Gakpo comes in, works out. We score 3 more. Darwin Núñez becomes the first Premier League player with 10 goals and 10 assists.
I don't know this guy anymore. I don't know what to think of him. Love him, hate him. I love him now.
Yes, you
but
do.
This is like sitters.
Adore Darwin
Núñez.
Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is everything. To the blind, he is the light. To the hungry, he's the bread. To the sick, he's the cure. To the lonely, he is company. To the sad, he's joy. To the prisoner, he is freedom. For the poor, he is treasure. For me, he's everything.
I love him to the exact same degree as I used to love Divock Origi.
Interesting.
Here we go.
I think it will get to a higher level.
It'll get higher level, yes, sure. Not very long ago. It's just
he had an exact similar start to Luis Suarez at Liverpool.
Oh, I know that stat. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
So it's like at that when you learn that, it's like calm down and wait. You just wait.
I think that's exactly what I did when I learned that he had the same exact start as Luis Suarez at the time that he was playing horribly and missing sitters.
That was the Newcastle game.
Then I waited.
He wasn't playing horribly. He was just missing chances, but he wasn't
just
playing
missing
terribly.
But that's his job. You know what I mean?
No, his job is so much more than that. A striker isn't just a poacher nowadays.
For context, I don't talk about soccer that much in podcasts, so like you could take everything I say with a shaker of salt. But
shaker. Yep. As always.
What I'm saying is like my reaction to that statistic was specifically to just sit and wait and then see what happens.
You just
yeah.
Wait. Ollie Watkins, by the way, has 14 goals in all competitions and 8 assists, and then there's 2 more where he won penalties, which transfer marked counts as assists.
Oh,
so there were a couple of tweets floating around where as to like, oh, Ollie Watkins has 2 more assists than 2 assists that he didn't count there. Well, no, actually, they're penalty wins, and the Premier League doesn't count those. They count those in fantasy terms, which is weird, but like not actual. Anyway, also one of the good things about the game is that this is the 3rd game in a row where we have won with 10 or more first-team players missing. And that number will increase because Curtis Jones is injured, of course. We don't know how big the injury is. But yeah.
Wow.
But enough about...
Can we talk about Salah's injury, by the way? Relating to that.
We may have the time, but yes, go on.
Salah is missing for Egypt up until the final, if and when we get to the final, because we have to get to the final because we drew 2-2 three times in the group stage. But if we do head out any time between now and the final, we will still miss Mohamed Salah up until that point.
Yeah.
But we did do well without him throughout all the time we lost him, which was very rare.
And it's also... Egypt aren't getting to the final, just so you know, like, jokes aside. But it is not the worst case scenario, because when he got a hamstring injury, I was like, ooh, that might be months. That's
Oh yeah.
that is scary if I've ever seen a scary injury. But no,
I was glad he didn't play
I'm
on.
satisfied.
I was glad he didn't play on because if he did play on, it would have probably been that like
He
a tear.
couldn't play on. Egyptian Facebook will tell you otherwise.
Egyptian fans, I can tell you otherwise. Yeah.
People are outing
He couldn't.
themselves as just incapable of common sense.
Yeah.
Someone's
there you go.
hamstring is torn. He cannot play on. Malarov. Sheffield United 2, West Ham United 2. I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this. I think I might actually have to sit down and translate it.
Yeah.
I might have to do it. This has to stay in.
Oh my god.
This has to stay in.
That's gonna go down as like massive slander for our fellow Egyptians. So
Whatever.
okay.
I genuinely do not care.
All right. Cool.
Sheffield United 2, West Ham United 2. And El-Araby Hodzic, Egyptians love conspiracy theory. So, speaking as an Egyptian, of course, I love this one where they footage on TNT was edited to make it seem like he fouled Jared Bowen and slammed him on the ground and actually shoved him NFL style. 15-yard penalty, first down. Did you not see that?
Raj of Men in Blazers took the footage live from his phone on TV.
Yeah. So Anel Ahmed Hodzic, he said that TNT edited the footage to make it seem like himself on Twitter.
Oh my god.
He said that they edited the footage so that it makes it look like.
Isn't he the captain?
Is he the captain? Maybe. I don't know.
I think he's the captain.
Yeah.
He's captained the side once, at least.
Okay. So a player of leadership position. But yeah.
Oh my god, that is abysmal.
Yeah, that is the weirdest tweet I've seen from a player this season, for sure. If not ever.
Wow.
Yeah, weird one from Ahmed Hodzic. Brentford 3, Forest 2. Ivan Toney's back. Did you see how he moved the ball? Kind of
moved the ball twice and then twisted it. Yeah.
Shifted it.
I saw that. Yeah, he made Matt Turner look like an idiot just because he
To be honest, he didn't move it as much as it was so easy to score. I think if he hadn't moved the ball, it obviously made it easier. But if he hadn't moved the ball, he could have bent it around the wall and gave himself a really good chance. But I don't think the wall was set up right there.
The United States doesn't really have very good goalkeepers at all.
Gabriel Slonina potentially.
There you go.
That's a long way.
Not at the moment.
Exactly. La Liga. Belly goal. Bellingham. Do you see the bicycle kick that he missed?
Yeah.
That would have guaranteed him Puskas for this year. That would have just ended it. But that was
Puskas?
Yeah, that would have earned it Puskas.
Oh, for fandom. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it's also a game that featured an Almeria team with 0 wins in the league, going 2-0 up. And then Real Madrid got a dubious penalty call where the forward the defender is shoved. I don't remember who actually pushed him, but the defender is shoved. And then the ball kind of hits his hand as he extends his arm to kind of flop. And then they give the penalty.
Is it the same thing as Jared Bowen?
Oh, no. No. Jared Bowen was slammed to the ground. This time, Real Madrid are attacking. The Real Madrid attacker pushes the Almeria defender.
Mm-hmm.
And then his arm kind of naturally extends. The ball hits his arm. And then it's a penalty to Real Madrid.
Oh, my God.
So that's 2-1, a Bellingham goal. And then Almeria are ruled out a third goal for a pretty soft foul. And then Vinicius Jr. scores with his arm. So he scores with this bit.
Okay, that's when you said the sleeve line
sleeve
comes
line
into-
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so he,
okay,
he kind of, it was really impressive. He actually, Vinicius Jr. tweeted about it and said that's how we did it in Copacabana. So it's like the ball's looping into the area and he powers it with this, bicep, I guess.
Oh, sick.
Into the top corner. It's actually a really good finish.
Okay.
But I've seen angles where it looks like it hits this part. I've seen angles where it might have hit this part. So
Okay.
since they gave the goal, no problem. And then a 99th minute winner from Carvajal. So Almeria will feel like they were absolutely robbed there.
And they still haven't won.
Still no wins.
That's terrible.
Real Madrid, with that result, remain top of La Liga.
Remain top of the league.
Despite Girona's
Ahead of Girona.
5-1 win against Sevilla. You'll like this. Sergio Ramos got a 4.5 FootMop rating.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
And should have been sent off. But it didn't matter anyway because Girona scored 5.
Didn't matter, yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, Sevilla are in the pits this season.
yeah.
Looks like.
Actually, it's a problem that has been going on since last. Like, the Europa League win kind of papered over the cracks a little bit there. Artem Dovbyk, €7 million signing from Dnipro with a 6-minute hat-trick in the first half. The 13th, 15th,
Lord.
and 19th minute. It's a great hat-trick, too. If you didn't watch it, do.
I should, yeah.
But yeah, it was actually 1-0 Sevilla in the 10th minute, and then Dovbyk scored 3. It's a great hat trick. And then, I worked with Dinamo Tbilisi, and, seeing Georgian players succeed nowadays, it does something to me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, just naturally, I guess. There's an 18-year-old Georgian center back in town with Girona. Hungarian Georgian, so I think he'll end up playing for Hungary, just because they're the better national team. Antal Yakubishvili, he came on, so Juanpe was injured, so he came on for him, made his debut. And Girona just seemed to have incredible depth, because if you look at this lineup, it will be very different from the lineup from the Atletico Madrid game.
That you analyzed.
Yeah, on the channel. Thank you. It's on the channel. You can find it on the top corner right there.
More than 2,000 views.
Is it?
Proud of you.
Did we
It's
hit
like
2,000?
was it more 1,000 views? Maybe 1,000? I don't know. I'm getting the numbers mixed up because, like, the 4 big videos that you made, like 5K, 5K, 2K, and then this, which I don't remember the numbers for, but
Yeah. It might have. I don't know. It was more than a K for
Yeah.
sure. But
subscribe to the channel, boys.
There's still very tiny numbers. So subscribe. Yeah. And then Girona, what they did was make up for they had suspensions and stuff, so they didn't have a DM. So they played like a 4 or a 3-2-5.
Rolls over positions.
Yeah.
Manet?
Well,
Yeah.
Miguel Gutierrez, who's the left back, was playing as left inside forward. So he's playing all the way up top in build up.
Interesting.
They're fun, man. They just will pepper your goal and will outscore you at all costs. Do whatever you want in our side, in our end. Doesn't matter.
They sound awesome. Sorry I can't get to watch them more.
Yeah, man. You have
It's
to.
one of my
You have to watch them one day. Right. Before we finish on here, Kareem, we tend to choose our short king of the week. You'll probably know.
Of course I do.
Do you have any specific shouts for short king of the week? I have mine.
I don't.
Well, I am. It seems like I'm gonna just have the lay of the land and the entire footballing landscape to choose from, and I have chosen to pick a Girona player for the very first time, and it is Portu, Christian Portu, the number 10 for Girona. Number 10 is an attacking midfielder, not necessarily number 10. He was number 24.
Thanks for the clarification here.
Exactly.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh.
He had an excellent game against Sevilla. Had an assist to go along with just a great performance. And he's not like a regular starter for them. But yeah, he's another example of how deep and versatile this team really is. So yeah, goes to him this week. Congratulations. Amazing work. Amazing good result against Sevilla, of course, who are now 17th, 1 point off the drop. All right. Well, we have been recording for 56 minutes. So thank you. This was meant to be like a 30-minute.
Let's see how much you're going to trim it to 40.
I don't think
how much you got to trim it to.
I don't think I will. I don't think I just keep it like that.
Oh yeah,
it's
cool.
It's just fun.
That actually makes me a little, in here. It's like the long episode you choose with your twin brother. It's kind of a.
I didn't choose to have a long episode.
Lovely.
It just happened to be a long episode. I guess it's because I'm talking to you. I don't know.
You chose to have me on the episode.
I didn't choose. I was forced to have you on the episode because the episode with Fergal was ruined because I didn't hit start recording.
You chose to accept my proposal.
There you go. That happened. No, thank you for rescuing the episode. Thank you for rescuing the episode.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it.
All right, we might have you back on at some point in the future. Maybe when I just like ruin an episode entirely and fail to do my job. So, right then, good. All good.
Man.
All right.
All good, man. Yeah.
I don't know how to end the episode when you're on, and you also know what's really weird is the fact that we've been speaking in English all this time.
Yeah. We don't have many conversations in English.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
المصريين هم حماية وعز مهمة تحيا مصر تحيا مصر بلادي 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 لك حبي وفؤادي مصر يا أم البلاد